Bossk. Although being a minor bounty hunter in The Empire Strikes Back, he quickly rose and became a fan favorite across the series, sticking with fans due to his iconic design, expanding the universe further, and acting as Boba's mentor briefly in the Clone Wars. This is a dive into the complex history and lore of Bossk as a character. Bossk was born as a Trandoshan to the father of Kardosk. His race has a long-standing hatred of the Wookiee race, primarily because the Trandoshans worship a goddess known as the Scorekeeper. They gain Jagannath points, which allow them to earn favor with the goddess in the afterlife. They earn these points by hunting and killing dangerous, intelligent targets or prey. Because Wookiee's stature is large, strong, and consistently formidable, they are frequently their primary target, making them the most desirable target for the Trandoshans. They've also enslaved Wookiees for a significant amount of time, a practice significantly supported by the Galactic Empire. Both Trandoshan and Kashyyyk reside in the same star system, so they began fighting constantly for resources as soon as space travel was introduced. Over time, their feud became a mutual hatred, but back to Bossk. His birth led to him eating all the rest of the nested eggs, and he lied to his father, saying that he was the only survivor in his clutch, while his sister had survived. Doshanalawuk. He learned to steal a land speeder from his father and inherited his hatred for the Wookiees from his father as well. Once he'd reached a mature age, he joined the bounty hunting business. Bossk often regards his early life as an uncomfortable topic. Once the Clone Wars had begun, Bossk quickly established himself as a bounty hunter, becoming known across the galaxy as a very skilled nailing of tyrants and crime lords. He was notably exceptionally skilled at hunting Wookiees. Bossk had, at some point in his career, acquired a YV-666 light freighter named the Houndstooth. He was a full believer in the Scorekeeper and believed that he had been favored above other bounty hunters. And that scaly horror Bossk, he is the worst. I even heard he trained Boba Fett himself. After Jango's son was orphaned after the first Battle of Geonosis, he was taken under the wing of Aurra and Bossk, who trained him under their bounty crew. Bossk and his crew went on a mission to exact revenge for Jango's death by killing Mace Windu after the mission, where they blew up a ship named the Endurance, while Windu searched for survivors. Boba was adamant on finding Mace's body, while Bossk was concerned with staying on the planet Vancor any longer since they carried hostages from the planet and could sell them to the Separatists. To stay behind and tie the hostages. When the plan went bad and they decided to blow up the whole Endurance, Bossk was ordered to turn on their escape vehicle, the Slave One, so they could escape. Windu had started to pursue them on starships, and Bossk flew low to collect his crew from the wreckage. To sum up, Windu flew into hyperspace, and Bossk and his team set a trap for him. They flew to Florum and set a trap for Plo Koon and Ahsoka, since Windu wasn't there as planned. Singh was killed when they tried to escape on the Slave One. They were shot down and killed. While Bossk and Boba were captured by the Republic, Bossk grew protective of Boba and approached Boba and Bossk. In return for starting a prison riot, Bossk and Boba would get a cut from the Morello Evol. During the riot, Bossk could not escape, but Cad's crew could. Bossk had considered retiring and giving his business to Boba when Cad was brought back to prison. After being released, Bossk and Boba would go on several more jobs, including the Courtside job, the Sereno job, the Coriella job, working with Ezra, and the Anthen heist, and many other missions during his career. After many jobs, he had an unexpected turn, meeting and reuniting with his sister. Bossk's sister, Chainbreaker, had said the Wookiees deserve freedom, while Bossk said that it was treason against the Trandoshans. Bossk had attempted to capture some of the Wookiees, where Chainbreaker said that his plan was the best, but she overcame him. During a job where he was hunting a Millennium Falcon, to which Chainbreaker was intercepting his communications, and revealed that it was the Wookiees who designed the technology. After many jobs, including hunting the Millennium Falcon, Bossk, during the New Republic, had returned and rejoined with Tonga's crew, leaving and continuing doing jobs for them. The basic overview of his life. Now we'll get into his personality, his skills, his equipment, and his behind the scenes. Personality. Bossk was always described as moody and serious by his peers, but ruthless and efficient at the same time. He always believed in holding up the bounty hunter code at all costs. He never liked governments interfering with his bounties, nor any questions about his past and father. Frequently worked solo, he was also capable of working with others, including Boba Fett, Aurra Sing, and Ezra Bridger. As a bounty hunting businessman, he tended to keep his promises to the letter of the law. He was known to be a fair, honest combatant, although later in his life he preferred a big rock to honorable combat. Bossk found the hunt to be more enjoyable than the credits that were paid to him. The Trandoshan viewed instincts as fierce, not cruel, and viewed the Wookiee species' purpose was to be hunted. At a young age, he would inflict gruesome injuries on the Wookiee slaves to show his disdain. Despite being warned by his sister to stop hunting Wookiees, Bossk pursued his bounty on Chewbacca after not being able to make his bounty on Lando Calrissian fruitful. Bossk earned his rep as one of the best bounty hunters during the Imperial era. His rep was akin to that of a folk hero. Although Bossk was honorable, he was to a point, since he was also capable of grotesque cruelty, skinning his targets on many occasions. He was a Trandoshan male, 6'3". He weighed 250 pounds despite his skinny stature, stark orange eyes, and green skin. As a bounty hunter, Bossk was fit physically and a skilled fighter to boot. He gained a feared reputation from his hunts against Wookiees. Bossk wielded a mortar gun and was skilled in unarmed combat. As a Trandoshan, Bossk harbored considerably strong and natural regeneration abilities. On one occasion, he fought two gladiatorial fighters and won against both. Bossk has lost limbs in combat on multiple occasions, ranging from an arm to becoming legless, only to regenerate and continue bounty hunting. He was a proficient infiltrator and a proficient pilot. Bossk's primary was a Relby V-10 micro-grenade launcher, which matched his direct, destructive style. The launcher packed a vicious punch. He also used a YV series light freighter named Houndstooth, as well as a Z-95 AF-4 Headhunter Nashta pup. During the Civil War, he carried a small saber with him and also used a first-generation X-45 blaster rifle. He also used Dioxis grenades as well as proximity mines, and he also carried an RK-3 blaster pistol. He often wore a yellow pressurized suit and a flak vest in favor of any armor, which gave him more maneuverability. The suit also included a bandolier, where pilots' flares were used for signaling. He also didn't wear shoes, allowing his bare feet to be additional weapons. Behind the scenes, Bossk's first appearance in Star Wars Episode V, The Empire Strikes Back, in the fourth draft of Empire Strikes Back, the screenplay, Bossk had first been described as a slimy, tentacled monster, with two bloodshot eyes and a soft, baggy face. Bossk's original outfit was actually a recycled from the 1966 Doctor Who serial titled The 10th Planet. The suit itself was a high-altitude wind-fac pressure suit, a suit used by the British Air Forces in the 1960s. Before the cancellation of the Clone Wars TV series, Bossk was set to make an appearance during a 4-episode arc with Boba and Cad Bane. His specialized head was made from a modified alien mask from the first movie, made by special effects artist Stuart Freeborn. And that is a profile on the famous Bossk. Have a great rest of your day.